I love all of our communities in Virginia. But I got to tell you, I think Danville has earned the reputation as comeback city. You know, the old white plant there, that giant building. I can remember for years driving through with Danville community leaders saying needs to be torn down. It's a eyesore. Thank God it wasn't torn down. Those apartments, those roughly 200 apartments. I say this to my friends in Richmond and Hampton Roads, Northern Virginia, Charlottesville, you name it. These are potentially some of the coolest sites with some of the greatest views, with high ceilings, at a rate 1/4. I know we're moving back to in-person work, but the ability, if you could do remote work, check out Danville. And, this isn't like a one-off. I've been to a whole bunch of warehouses in Danville. I see some of the same in Lynchburg. We've clearly got some of this going on in Richmond. We have to do, this kind of creativity is great. Here's one idea. We got to up housing supply. Not every community has a great old warehouse tobacco building. What every community does have, virtually every community, they've got an old strip mall or an old covered mall, or in some cases just a line of half dozen stores that's been out of business, closed, or failing businesses now for years. I'm not sure how many of those are ever going to come back. We ought to put a tax incentive in place that says, how can we reconstruct these strip malls to be both mixed use, maybe refurbished retail on a ground floor, put a second floor there in terms of housing, whether it's condo or rental housing. Remember, you've already got water and sewer, you already got broadband, you got plenty of parking, maybe you can even take back some of that parking. But as we think about the tax debate, I'm going to have a strip mall revitalization plan in place, because there's not a community that doesn't have available land in close with water, sewer, and parking and roads, but it's going to take a little more creativity than some of the old programs. In many ways, the big tobacco or furniture or other facilities, they may be easier than the classic strip mall, but never underestimate American ingenuity. And, if we can make sure that it becomes potentially a profitable project, boy, oh boy, we can help to fill into our older cities and to our older suburbs. One of the things, again, want to give a quick shout out for Henrico County. They have done something extraordinarily cool where they've taken a challenging issue, how you place data centers and where you place them. I got a lot of views on that, but what Henrico did was the data center revenue generates close to $60 million a year. It is all going into creative housing projects, both rental and home ownership projects in Henrico. There's a lot to be learned from that kind of model as we in Virginia grapple with both the pros and the cons of these data centers.